Your time is now to become a champion of your real estate brand. Are you ready? Welcome to the stage. It's your moment to shine. Level up your game. Success is on the line. Okay. Your time is now to become a champion of your real estate brand. Are you ready? Let's go. The Champions Podcast starts now.
All right,
So
welcome.
anyway.
Good catch.
Hey, for Birgit's sake, now I've been up all night with my dog. She's been sick, so I'm totally exhausted right now.
I'm sorry.
Well, she's doing fine. She's sleeping over there now, so all night. I mean, it was
Oh.
like every 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh, so tough. So my mind's not there. So Ian, thank you for having my back, hitting the record button. Here we are. So
Right.
yeah, if I don't make
So-
sense, yeah, just please have my back today.
And
No
I'm
problem.
cruising. Okay, not to trump you, and I'm not going to, but I'm cruising on Arizona time, so I am 3 hours behind. And ever since I left Indiana, I've been 3 hours behind, so I just can't catch up. I don't think so. So yeah, but we will do this.
You are awesome. Well, I'm sure you have your coffee in hand, right?
Listen, what happens with that? Where's my cup? Here it is. I
Yes.
think it says feeling prickly this morning. So.
Prickly. Awesome. Well, hey, it's another Champions podcast. We've got the Coach's Corner. Birgit Biel, she's visiting today, so happy to have you. Ian, man, what's happening in Spain? What are we chatting about today, brother?
Again, great to be here. I also have my coffee. Do you have coffee, Jason? Or are you the
No,
odd
I
one out
drank
today?
it. I need more though.
You drank. That's all right. I'm on like my fourth anyway, so.
I'll catch
But
up to you.
yeah,
When your time is my time, because you're 6 hours ahead, I should be about 4 cups in. So I'll be right there with you.
I hear that.
Well, and yeah, Birgit, you're 3 hours behind East Coast. So yeah, you're gonna be like passing us. I think Birgit's gonna win the coffee
Yep.
race. We'll see, and we'll report next time. Who wins the coffee race of today? So I love it.
It's all right. I got a head start anyway because I'm 6 hours in front. So of you anyway.
Yes, hey, that's all good. It's like you running a marathon, right? Hey, I mean, even the fast guy, you could still pass him. The tortoise
Oh,
and the
yeah.
hare, right?
Oh yeah.
Just
Oh yeah.
saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
So yeah, things are cool over here in Spain. There's a lot of movement going on. The team's doing great. We got a couple of agents that'll be capping soon, which is cool. I love to see it. And I was just, as I was saying, off camera, you could say, I'm currently reading through Made in America, the greatest book ever written. I don't know, I read it every year. I remember when I first got into business for myself, I didn't know what I was doing. I ordered 5 books on Amazon. And I think I just looked up online, like best 5 books in business or something like that. That was one of them. I got Think and Grow Rich. I got How to Win Friends and Influence People. I got Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I can't remember what else. But Made in America was one of them, and is hands down my favorite book. And it's so inspirational, and it's such a great story. The founding of Walmart and how it came to be. It was all like small towns mindsets and how it became this was multi-billion-dollar empire. And one of the greatest things is how down to earth and human Sam Walton was back in the day. I think he was just one of the greatest at being at relationships, building relationships, keeping in touch with people, following up with people. He was always there. They speak about how it was like old-timey Sam Walton, like shouting your name across the street just to say hello kind of thing. He's shaking everyone's hand and he knows everyone. Everyone knows him because it's all small town and stuff. And it got me thinking about the real estate business that we're in, because I had a couple of agents reach out to me this week and they're struggling to get listings. And I'm like, well, what are you doing to get listings? What can we do? Oh, I'm doing social media and like little more, to be fair, just all online stuff. I'm like, well, just forget about the online stuff if it's not working. Let's just get our shoes on, go outside and talk to people. Let's start conversations, get the ball rolling that way, like we would when Sam Walton started back in the 50s or the 60s or whatever. And I think the real estate industry being as traditional as it is, although obviously, especially us at EXP, we're super forward thinking. Everything's it's all technology, AI driven, and it works. Obviously, I mean, the numbers don't lie. Traditional business in the sense that we have great conversations, great relationships, and just build the business from there on out. So What are your thoughts?
I mean, I would totally agree, that yes, the world is moving forward in such breaking speed overall as far as technology and whatnot. But us as humans, we are still pretty much the same creatures that we were so many years ago, and we love human connections. We trust, we filter on human connection, we establish whether or not we want to be part of what you're doing based on that human connection. And so it is definitely still, it's the thing. It is the new technology. It is not old, but it is the new technology that's never going to go out of, it's never going to be antiquated because that is who we are as people. So
I
I would totally
totally
agree. And taking your agents out it's almost like reteaching them the art of communication, the art of connection, to allow them to see that that's how the business works.
Birgit, you nailed that, to reteach them. Vital right there. I think that's a huge key to success. And especially as we all get older, every year we do, right? We have younger agents coming into this business. And maybe that is a focus. Even agents that, no matter what age, they started in 2020, right? During
Mhm.
Right.
COVID. And they
Right.
don't
Yes.
know that stuff. And they're not having that. And they are relying on social media, which it's a great stream,
Works, yeah.
and I love your guidance, Ian, because yeah, you said, hold on, it's not working. Let's pivot. And you've got to
Exactly.
realize that in your business. And maybe not totally give up on social media, but hey, I
Of
also
course.
need to extend my capacity. And I need to make that human interaction versus a social media AI component. And I think that's more of that. Extending your capacity will really help you in this business. What do you guys think?
Versatility is key. Adaptation doesn't necessarily mean adapting to the next new thing. It's adaptation all the way around. If there's something that we're trying and that we're not adapting to, such as newer technology, let's adapt to where we may need to deepen into, which is our core skills, for such as communication or
Yeah.
the simple art of eye contact with people.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I don't know how I feel about the fact that we need to reteach people to be people. Like, it's kind of scary when you think about it because, like Birgit said, things are advancing so quickly. I think, and this is just my opinion on this, and we can come back to this in like 10 years and say, oh my God, he was right. I think it's going to get to a point where the people that are successful in sales, obviously we're talking about real estate, but this can be like any kind of sales, are the ones that go back to the roots of great communication, eye contact, handshakes, respect, because everything is going to be so digital and fake. It gets to a point where we don't even know what's real anymore, I think, with AI.
We're getting
And
there.
it'll get to a point where people learn to appreciate. Yeah, it's kind of scary.
It
And that's
is.
what I mean by and that's what I mean by
Kind of
reteaching. Sorry,
scary. I don't
Jason.
know how I feel about that.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying with reteaching is you say it kind of feels scary. And if you look at some of the kids in the younger generation, the simple idea of eye contact is something that they're not, it's currently not part of what they do because they're really so screen focused, yet they are they're missing something and they know it, they just don't know what it is. But that's because they came up like that in a lot of ways. So
Yeah,
they haven't been able to experience that other side of it. It's like for us, digital music versus analog, record
right,
player versus a CD, totally different, right?
Hmm.
right.
Yep. Good analogy there. Question for you guys on that, Birgit. Um, Say there's an agent like that, hard to make eye contact, very screen focused, like you described. What kind of prescription, I guess, would you give them to get outside of that comfort zone? That's obviously their comfort. They want to look at the screen, and yeah, they start talking, and they're forming their words, but they're not looking, right? Their heads down or heads sideways. How do you bridge that gap?
So for if I see agents like that, first of all, I encourage them to keep doing what they're doing and they already feel comfortable in. And yet, if we find that whatever they're doing is not working and they tend to get down on themselves and whatnot, we introduce we open it up. What else can we do? And then from there on, we train into that comfortability. So if it's eye contact, we practice eye contact. You know, Adrian and I will practice eye contact. We practice a good firm handshake. We will go into the bathroom and look in a mirror and see what it feels like to see your eye on you so you can feel yourself kind of being uncomfortable in that moment. So it's like that matrix moment. We take it apart. We see it as you and I eye contact, but it's kind of breaking it apart for them. Say, okay, here's all the steps that kind of happen to that. And it's breaking down that specific thing into baby steps. And then from there on, filtering that into, okay, what do we want to do? What feels comfortable? You know, small interaction. Do you want to say hi to two people today? You know, three people this week. And so we start building that muscle that feels so unfamiliar. And can they do it? Absolutely. I've not met an agent yet who is not able to. Is it scary as I'll get out for some of them?
Sure.
Absolutely. Can they not do it? No, they can certainly do it.
I love that. And just on that, it's branching outside of your comfort zones, right?
Yes.
And and I think we've talked about it before. Ian and I have. I know that when you're comfortable, it's totally the opposite of growth. And even in that pattern that you're comfortable with looking at a screen, hey, but when you're able to build that eye contact, just like Coach said, hey, meet two people this week and work on your eye contact, work on that firm handshake, and now you're growing. You're growing because you're going to become better in everything you want to be better at, right?
I try and think about people in my life that I've known, whether like part of my family circle or my group of friends, or it's just someone like in town that everybody knows. Everybody can like says hello to them. It's just like a nice person that maybe when somebody passes away, like, oh my God, what's his name? Whatever, whoever died. Big shock because now it just feels shop or sit outside this house and he'd wave and say hello and whatever else. I think just going back to those simple little things, whether in all honesty, whether you're in business for yourself or not, I think it's huge for everybody's own kind of personal values, family values, community values, to never forget those kind of things. And us in real estate, at the end of the day, it's just going to create more business for you. So why would you, I don't know, like what have you got to lose? Well, not getting any more business. So yeah, the first one or two people that you try to say hello to every single day, for example, to get out of your comfort zone and get used to speaking to people again, making that eye contact, it's going to be super difficult and awkward. And then you'll say hello and you'll run away to your home and just hide under the table because it was so difficult for you. But then you'll just laugh about it like after a week. There was somebody that I was listening to, I can't remember who, maybe you guys know, I don't know. But they said something along the lines of go to the shopping center or the mall or whatever and start a conversation with anyone that gets within, I think was like 2 or 3 meters of you or whatever else, something along those lines, to get you out of your comfort zone and just start conversations that way. I thought that was a cool idea. I've never done it.
Oh, I do
And
it
I'd
all the
be
time. I have to tell
really,
you, I do it routinely. I talk to people all the time, whether I just in the neighborhood walking in a grocery store with the checkout clerks in the mall with the moms. It doesn't matter to me. I love people in a sense.
yeah.
And you never know what kind of story you're going to encounter. And people are just fascinating to me. So, and I make it a point to acknowledge people on a daily basis, we know with eye contact, with smiles, and especially with smiles, because the rate of return on smiles these days, your ROI and smiles, I don't know, it's low. But I do it anyways. So I love that because it's very isolating not to have contact with people. To me, I take that in a farmer's market, wherever. Yeah, I love having conversations with people. I've made some of my best friendships through that. Had some great business relationships through that, and just in general, it fills up my cup for human connection.
Right.
Love that. Love that you do that. You made me think of I don't even know how I want to put it. It was just a story, I guess, a moment of time in my life. I was with some friends and we were out of town and we were walking around and something just got in me. I don't know. Maybe I was in a different area that, I didn't really care what happened. But I would go up to random people And I would purposely guess a name. I wanted to see if I could ever get the right name was my game I was playing with myself. It was only me. Nobody else wanted to do this. And I'd go up and I'd be like, Mike. And they'd be like, no, I'm James. I'm like, oh,
I
hey,
love that.
James, what's going on? And it was like an instant connection. And
Yes.
and it was such a weird connection because I was wrong at the beginning, but I was guessing a name like I knew them. They gave me their name and we started talking. It's that interaction that is irreplaceable. When you're out and about, just like Berg is saying, the ROI on smiles, that's huge. It's all this stuff. When you look at AI and, Ian, you mentioned it's how it's changing. I see a vast change, probably over the last week and a half. There is stuff on social media that I'm like, is this real? Like they're putting people from 1970 with people from 2020
Right.
pop stars or whatever you want to say, famous people, and they're meshing it together and they're having conversations. I'm like, what is this?
Exactly.
That's the craziest of that stuff. But overall, I'm always an advocate for AI being your assistant. Get out there, have the conversations, do what you need to do for business, especially if you're in real estate, in sales. Get out there, handshakes, eye contact, smiles, conversations, and then utilize AI on the other side so you could bridge those gaps. If you don't know how to
Right.
follow up from there, use AI to create a playbook for you. If you don't know what to say, use AI to create that for you. Not to have AI do the work and you sit back and just do nothing.
Right.
No, that's not going to move that needle. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Exactly. And give it a try. So you said something about prescription, not that we want to be prescriptive, but if it's been a minute since
Well,
you've been with people or even said hello, I know it's one of the reasons I love door knocking so much because I've had that interaction with people for so long. So I love having a conversation with strangers. Perhaps today so maybe you're thinking about pivoting in your strategies and you're just absolutely petrified of doing that. Also recognize, it's part of that old ancient system that wants to keep you safe. So there's more conversation to be had there, but go out today and maybe just say hi to two strangers. Say hi. Observe yourself in that moment, observe the others in the moment, and then do that again tomorrow and start building that muscle. There's no stock in it. There's no attachment. There is nothing there other than you venturing out there and saying hello to a stranger.
On that, Birgit, let me ask you on that challenge. I love that, and I'm going to do it today too.
Then your
Do
number
you?
is at least 20 or so, or 50.
All right, valid. For anybody else going out there and doing it again, branching outside their comfort zones, would you also say to expect no results, or what? How would you
Yeah,
look at that?
absolutely.
Because I think that's huge.
Absolutely. So, I mean, don't have an attachment to it. Don't be invested in the outcome of
Yeah.
that. Simply go out there and experiment with the art of connecting with another person, So, and whatever comes from that, take it in. Just simply take it in. And, first of all, we're not going to connect with every single human being that we're going to want to make a connection. It's okay if we don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. It's perfectly fine. Or for the simple practice of going out there, no, don't be invested in the outcome because you're practicing at this point. There is nothing to be invested in. The investment and the tweaking of that will become once the stakes get a little higher, such as I'm going door knocking or actually talking to expireds in person or something like that. That's when our stakes get just a little bit higher. But for right now, mm-mm.
I have a question because we'll need to finish up soon. But let's just say I was going to pick up my kids from school, and I was stood next to another father or a mother of another child that goes to the same class as mine, and I'm standing there and I'm thinking, I want to start this conversation. I really want to say something because I keep telling myself that I'm going to do it. What would you do? What would be the first thing that you say to them to help somebody, like give us some practical advice to Like, don't go straight in with, "Hey, I'm a real estate agent," or like, "Hey, I'm a realtor if you want to sell anything." Like, what would you do? How would you do it? How would you start it? How would you break the ice?
I mean,
Birgit, you go.
you could. You could. It would be interesting to see what you get out. So if you want to see what you could get from that type of conversation, go for it. Mix that in. But if you're just breaking the ice with people really into school, you don't know. Sometimes I observe their mannerism. Are they fidgeting with something? Can I make a comment about a dumb button on a piece of clothing? Do I want to comment on what they're wearing? Because I'm like, oh my God, these shoes, that kind of thing. Or if it's a guy, a particular jacket or something that stands out that maybe you have had your eye on. If the kids come out disheveled, you could make a quick comment, about that. Admiring their glasses, look at them, see what they're currently about. Are they super calm? Oh, I admire how calm you can just stand here. I have like a 50 gazillion things in my head. Just came from the showing over here, and this client was da da da. So it's something like that. Or you get there a little late and you're like, oh my God, I'm rushing around. I can't believe this client, da, da, da. So there is ways that you can then tie that into real estate, but it's a much more natural way of doing that. Compliment people. People love to be complimented. And so
Yeah,
start off a connection with something like that.
My
agreed.
thing too, if you have a hard time pushing yourself over that to say, I need to go say something, I don't know what to say, keep in mind anything is better than nothing, no matter what you say.
True.
Whether it's real estate, whether it's that compliment. I'm a huge advocate for what Birgit said on the compliment. I think that's the easiest. We all take very well to a compliment. Why? Because they're talking about me, right?
Yes,
Oh, thank you so much. You're talking about me. Oh, thank
absolutely.
you, thank you. How cool, right? We all get that warm, fuzzy
Yes,
feeling inside. That's the
definitely.
easiest connection. And whether it's, hey, Birgit, I love those glasses. Those are super cute.
Yes,
I love the black. It's got some color underneath, it looks like. Super cool. Which I generally do like those.
Right.
I'm not going to come in here and be like, oh, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even have a bad example, but I'm not going to downplay it. I'm not going to be fake. I want to be genuine at the same time, and just have fun. And you'll
Yeah.
always get better if you keep doing the things you want to do them, stay consistent, just like Birgit said, 2 people a day or whatever it is, keep going because what you'll see, and again, Ian, you can contest to this. We've said it before. In 3 months, you can look back, measure yourself backwards, and say, I was so afraid to talk to people, and now I'm having conversations.
Yes. And I have so we're thinking about our day to day and who we're connecting. I've been sort of keeping this quote in my mind this week, and it says, money loves speed. Money loves speed. Wealth loves time.
Mm.
Poverty loves indecision.
Yeah.
Poverty loves indecision.
Mm.
So decide today, go out there and make a human connection, push a little bit further, and you never know what comes from that.
Boom.
That's it. That's it. And we'll wrap it up there. In fact, I'm going to try that this week.
Connections do work on the weekend. There's no weekend for
That's true. I was
connections.
thinking about the school thing, but yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. It's just that, yeah, I was thinking about the school thing, but no excuses. I could do it tomorrow. I could do it today. God, in fact, you know what? I'll do it today.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
sold me.
Good. Let's go.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for being here. I need to shoot off. I got an appointment, so we'll definitely be trying that out. And yeah, anyone watching this, if you're kind of like an introvert like me, in all fairness,
Okay.
give it a go. Get yourself out there, a couple of conversations a day. It'll just snowball into more. You'll become more comfortable. Yeah, we hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for being here, as always. You're amazing. Your advice is so practical. I love it. Time to put it
Thank
into
you.
play and see what happens.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And next time, now that I know a little bit more about you being an introvert, there's a great book I'll talk about next time, or we can just mention it. And so, introverts are amazing at what they do because they have a superpower. And we'll talk about that next time.
Ooh.
Thanks, everybody.
Just ask, just stay. Just ask, just stay. You should just ask, just stay. Just ask, just stay. You should just ask, just